including myself. They've been providing these educational opportunities regarding the California Earned Income Tax Credit since 2016. California recently expanded eligibility for the California Earned Income Tax Credit, otherwise known as the CalEITC, and Young Child Tax Credit to people who file their taxes with an individual taxpayer identification number, including undocumented immigrants. About 600,000 Californians, including 200,000 children, can now benefit from expanded access. These refundable tax credits put money back in the pockets of hardworking residents who earn $30,000 a year or less to help with the basic needs, including groceries, rent, and even diapers. The CalEITC varies by family size and income and can offer around $3,000 for a family with 3 children. The Young Child Tax Credit provides a state tax credit of up to $1,000 for children under 6 years old. To claim these tax credits, Californians just need to file their taxes. In Los Angeles County, more than 1.1 million people claimed over $303 million in the CalEITC and Young Child Tax Credit in 2020. I'd now like to turn the conversation over to the team at Golden State Opportunity for more information on these tax credits and how you can claim them. I know you will get a lot out of this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor. And now we'll move to Amy Everett, President of Golden State Opportunity.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I want to especially thank Supervisor Barger. Thank you for co-hosting with this with us and for bringing your constituents together for this really important information. I'm gonna walk through a relatively quick presentation that's going to lay out a couple of different things. If we want to get that loaded, that would be great. It's going to cover both the California Earned Income Tax Credit as well as the Federal Earned Income Tax Credit and the Young Child Tax Credit, as Supervisor Barger mentioned. So let's get started. So the first thing to know is Golden State Opportunity. We are a nonprofit. We operate all throughout the state. We work to provide all Californians the tools to create financial security and thrive. And the credits that we're going to talk about today can be a big part of that, of building your financial security, especially right now. Okay, so I sort of already went over this, but this is what we're going to be learning about. Let's keep going. Okay, first and foremost, if you're like me, you're probably wondering, what is this tax credit? Because taxes make me want to go to sleep. But don't go to sleep because there's a lot of money on the table and you've already earned it. That's the trick here. A tax credit is a reduction in the amount of taxes you may owe, and some are refundable, meaning if you don't owe taxes, you get that cash back into your pocket. An example is if you owe $350 on your taxes and you qualify for a $1,000 Young Child Tax Credit, you would get back $650. So as I mentioned, there is a California EITC that we call the CalEITC and a federal EITC. These are specifically designed for low-income workers who have already prepaid a lot of your taxes out of your salary. And this is a way for you to get them back or reduce the taxes that you owe. And one of the amazing things about these credits is that they do more than actually just put money back in your pocket, but they have profound sort of effects on your health and well-being. If you are pregnant or you're having children, babies are born healthier with higher birth rates, and the infant mortality rate decreases. Women have healthier pregnancies. Kids tend to stay in school longer and do better. And college becomes an option because kids are staying in school and they're graduating. And this is also another way for folks to help afford college, whether it's community college, state college, university, or trade school. Okay, so who qualifies right now, right? You're totally excited and you're wondering, well, do I qualify for this? So I'm going to talk about the Federal Earned Income Tax Credit. And this is the folks who qualify for that have to have a Social Security number. You have to have lived in the United States for more than half the year, be a U.S. citizen or a resident alien all year, be between the ages of 25 to 64, or be 18 or over as a parent, and earn the income within the yearly limits. Now, is there an income limit for the federal one? Yeah, and it's dynamic, meaning that it depends on your marital status, it depends on if you have kids, and it depends on your income. So you can see in the box here that if you're married or if you're single, between having 0 children up to being married with 3 children, your income can range from $15,000 up to $56,844. We have a tool that'll go over that'll help you figure some of this out as well. So the maximum EITC for the 2020 tax year is, it's up to $6,660 if you have 3 or more qualifying children, and you meet that $56,000, and you make under $56,000. It's $5,900 with 2 qualifying children, $3,500 with 1 qualifying child, and $538 with no children. Although the exciting news about this is that next year, all of those have expanded, just not for this particular tax year. So who qualifies for the California EITC? And this is super exciting for us. To qualify for the California Earned Income Tax Credit, you have to have earned less than $30,000 a year, regardless of the number of children you have, regardless of your marital status. You have to have lived in California for more than half the tax year and be over 18. Ours is much more simple and expansive. So you can see compared to the other box, right? This is not dynamic. This does depend on how many kids you have, but the income remains the same. And you can range up to receiving $243 if you have no children, up to close to $3,000 if you have 3 or more kids. And then we also passed a couple of years ago something new, which is the young child tax credit. So in California, if you have a child who's under the age of 6, you will qualify for up to an additional $1,000. So you get your CalEITC and your young child tax credit. The federal government also has a child tax credit, and for that one, whereas in California, it's if you have children under 6, at the federal level, if you have a child under 17, you could qualify for up to $2,000 per child, and of that, up to $1,400 is refundable. And soon, I think I'll talk about this later, but just to point out, the AARP was passed, and we'll expand that. Now, here's the super exciting thing for us this year is that to qualify for the CalEITC, you'll notice I did not say you needed a social security number, because if you have no social security number, that's no problem in California. Folks who have an individual taxpayer ID number, including undocumented workers, ITIN, you can now qualify for both the CalEITC and the young child tax credit, but you won't qualify for the federal one. At the federal level, right, because so many people in this last year, it was such a tough year, a lot of people got unemployment. They just announced that the first 10,200 of it will be tax exempt. So if you are like really close to the income limits, but you went over it because you received unemployment, this is going to help you qualify again for the federal earned income tax credit. And then in California, just a couple of months ago, the legislature and the governor signed the Golden State Stimulus. And this is also really exciting because you'll qualify for between $600 to $1,200 in a stimulus program. What is the requirement? And now you're going to hear me say this a lot. You have to file your taxes. If you don't file your taxes, you will not receive the Golden State Stimulus. And so you might be asking yourself, I don't make enough money. I don't usually file my taxes. I don't want to do my taxes. I think they're scary. I will tell you, both of my parents were accountants, and I was born on April 15th, which used to be tax day. And I still hate doing my taxes. So I'm with you. But don't worry, we can help. There's a lot of options to help you get your taxes done for free. So if you go to the website, CalEITCforme.org, which we are doing right now, you will be able to go to our calculator. And if you put in an income amount, There we go. So it's really simple. You have a range of languages to choose from. We have information in 13 different languages. So let's go ahead and fill that in. Where our income is going to be 16,000. Our filing status is going to be married, filing jointly. And we're going to go with having 2 kids. And our total income for the year is 16,000. And then we select all of these. If you have questions, those orange buttons will help answer them. Sorry, yeah. And then it will calculate. You just verify that you qualify. And then an estimate will show up about how much you will receive. So with this calculation, you'll get $446 from the CalEITC. You will not qualify for the federal ITC because we clicked that you are an ITIN holder, but you will get the full $1,000 California Young Child Tax Credit. So you put your information in and this calculator will tell you how much you will get back. And so you might be thinking, this sounds great, and I would love to get that much money back. So how do I do that? So go back up to the top to the file your taxes. There's 3 ways to do it. The first one is you can file on your own and for free. So this is a free file option that is hosted and run by the IRS and private companies. It is specifically designed for folks who reach the income, who are eligible for the EITC, both at the state and federal level. The cool thing, if this is sort of intimidating to you to go on a computer and do your own taxes because you think you might mess it up, the cool thing about all of these options is that they have in-product help. So as you're going through, they will ask you questions, they will prompt you. There's a chat bot that you can use. There's a lot of support to help you fill this out appropriately. So if you have access to a computer and Wi-Fi, sometimes you can do it on your phone. This is a great, quick, easy option where you do it on your own with a lot of sort of support there. The other option, if we can go back, is to get your taxes done from an IRS trained volunteer. These are called VITA folks, volunteer income tax assistants. And this particular one is called Get Your Refund. So this is all online, so you don't have to go anywhere. You just have to upload some data. They're going to do your taxes for you, right? You don't have to do it. They will send it back to you so that you can approve it, and then they will electronically file it on your behalf. So if you are uncomfortable doing your taxes, but you are very comfortable doing something on a computer, this is a great option for you. And then the last option is to find an in-person place to help you do your taxes. Again, it's a VITA site where the folks that are going to do your taxes for you for free with you. You can see all the different places that do them. I will give you a heads up. A lot of people, because of COVID, a lot of these sites don't have the same capacity they usually have. And a lot of those appointments are full right now. So if the other 2 options work for you, you're just a little intimidated, try them. Because there are some folks who don't have access to computers. There are some folks who really just cannot navigate it and they need to do it in person. And we want those in-person appointments open and available to them. But so those are 3 different ways to get your taxes done for free. And there is so much at stake, so I can't really say enough how important it is that you do file your taxes. And so we're coming to the end, and I will pause there. I'll say if there is one headline I want you to take away, it is you have already earned your earned income tax credit. You already qualify for your stimulus. All you have to do is file your taxes in order to get it all. So I will pass that back over to you, Supervisor. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. That was a great presentation. We're now going to move to our question and answer session. We've had several questions submitted from our audience members. So I'm going to start off with the first question. The first is, how do people who are on SSI, which is Social Security, and non-filers of federal income taxes make sure they receive the Golden State stimulus?
Right. So you only have to file your taxes if you have earned income. And I will go into what is earned income in 1 second. But if you are part of SSI or disability or CalWorks, you are going to get your stimulus payment directly already. You don't, that's not earned income, so you won't get the EITC, but you will receive your stimulus checks and they will be automatically sent to you. But I do want to like just really clarify, because that's a super important question. What exactly is earned income? So earned income are wages, salaries, tips, where federal income taxes are withheld. If you have a Form W-2, it's box number 1. And it's income from a job where your employee didn't withhold tax, such as a gig economy worker. So if you're driving a car for booked rides or deliveries, if you're running errands or doing tasks, if you're selling goods online, if you're providing creative or professional services or other temporary on-demand freelance work, that is all earned income and you will qualify for the earned income tax credit. It is also from if you are self-employed, including if you own or operate a business or a farm, if you're a minister or a member of a religious order, or you're a statutory employee and have income in California that isn't taxed for unemployment. Now, let me also just say really quickly what is not earned income, because sometimes that is also just as important. Earned income does not include pay you got for work you did when you were an inmate in a penal institution, interest and dividends, pensions and annuities, Social Security, unemployment benefits, or alimony. Those do not qualify as earned income. Some of those programs like Social Security, et cetera, will automatically get you your stimulus check, but they aren't EITC eligible.
Very good. Thank you. The second question we received is, I was just wondering if I still had to file income tax if I only had $11,796 as my income in 2020.
I have a simple answer. Yes. File your taxes, because a lot of folks qualify for the earned income tax credit, but you don't actually make enough money that you have to file your taxes, but then you're leaving the money on the table that could be back in your pocket. So I'm going to start sounding probably like a broken record, because my answer to everything is going to be file your taxes. It's better to be safe than sorry. It is better to get that money back in your pocket than not.
Very good. The third question is, will the information for this presentation be made available in Spanish?
Yes, if you go to the CalEITC forme.org website, there's a whole website that is also in Spanish. And you just go to the top and you click which language you want to read it in. Some of the information is in 13 different languages, a lot of Asian language, Arabic, etc. But there's an entire website in Spanish as well.
Very good. Now, this is a good question. All the questions have been good, but this one in particular, what if I filed my 2020 taxes early and got my refund already? How will I get my stimulus?
Yes, well, first, kudos for getting your taxes done early. And because you did that, the stimulus check will automatically be generated. In fact, you may have already received it.
Very good. That's all the questions that I have that have been submitted. I don't know if there's any more, Sabrina.
We do. We have a few more.
Okay.
A couple of folks have asked, Amy, is there somewhere I can check online to see if my Golden State stimulus has been sent?
I wish that there was, but there is not. If you have already filed your taxes, you should be getting a check. I think it's within 45 days for a direct deposit, or it's for 45 days for an electronic deposit and 60 days for a paper deposit. I wish the answer was yes, but it's not yet.
Thank you for that, Amy. And can you reiterate for us, what about people who file with an ITIN? Are they eligible? And what are they eligible for?
Yeah, so if you have an ITIN number, this is the first year. California is one of only 2 states in the whole country to actually provide ITIN holders with access to the earned income tax credit and the young child tax credit and stimulus payments. So with an ITIN, this is the year you may not have qualified before, but you do this year. Go file your taxes, claim your credits, get your stimulus checks.
Thank you, Amy. And in our chat box, we're seeing people who asked questions about what if they have an ITIN and don't have children? Are they still eligible?
Yes, you are.
The other question we're no, it's a simple answer. So I'm glad we're always helping people understand. Another question people are having is, what about getting help filing their taxes?
Right. So getting help filing your taxes, if you go to the CalEITC for me.org and you click on file your taxes, right? I mentioned all of the sort of online support that is available. And if you still need help, you know, we list out all the places that you can either call or make an appointment to go into. And I would encourage you to call, because some folks are setting up call lines just in order to help people, because all of the in-person tax assistance, the appointments are booked. People are moving on to just providing assistance via phone. So call someplace close to you. There's a lot of community-based organizations available to help you.
Wonderful, thank you. I'm going to highlight 2 questions that we've got over in our chat, if folks would like to follow along. We had one person ask, what if our child is over 18? And Angelica in our chat has answered, if a child is over 18 and still claimed on your return, you potentially qualify for the CalEITC refundable credit. She has a link there that we'll also share with folks as part of the roundup email. So if you have the same question, you can also see the resource. We had another question ask, what happens if I already filed my taxes and the tax preparer did not know about these programs, even though I told her? So Angelica answered that these credits are automatically checked when you file your completed return. The most important thing to do is to file your taxes. I think one other thing I'd like to highlight is that folks have questions about paid preparers. You know, a lot of us, I will raise my hand here and say, I am someone who gets help with my taxes. And there's some best practices, right? You should know what they're going to charge. It should be a fixed fee and not a percentage of your refund. And also look for folks who are certified. We'll include a link in the email that has where you can check to make sure that they've had all the training that they need to file your taxes appropriately. I think the third one is be wary of pop-up shops, the ones that show up just for tax season and leave. The example I use best is it's kind of like the Halloween store. You know that once it closes, you can't return anything there. So, you know, always consider that folks that pop up are not going to be there if you have follow-up questions often. So try and look for folks that are certified and then to some of the resources that we've pointed out today. It looks like those are all the questions that folks have been asking of us today. I'll give it one more minute to see if there's anything else that folks want to drop into the question and answer.
Yeah, I will add one thing to what you just said, Sabrina, which is when you are paying a preparer, you want to make sure, follow all of the advice you gave, and especially that they're not a pop-up, because they are obligated to actually work with you if there's any problems on your return or you've missed anything. They are the ones who help prepare it, and they need to help you fix whatever it might be.
And that comes from someone whose parents helped file taxes. I see that we've got several folks who have joined the call, joined the presentation via phone. And what I'll share is that as part of our wrap-up email, there will be additional resources and flyers so that you have this information visually as well. Well, folks, I think those are most of our questions. There's maybe 1 or 2 that's still being answered live in our chat, but that's topics that we've covered up. Amy, well, actually, excuse me, first we'll go over to Supervisor Barger for closing comments. If there's anything you'd like to share, Supervisor?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone for participating today. The deadline is coming up, so please, 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 as Amy said, make sure you file your taxes. I want to thank you, Amy and Sabrina and the team at Golden State Opportunity for all this invaluable information. And I love your website. It's user-friendly. I would encourage anybody that has any additional questions or clarification, go on, click through, and you will see a treasure trove of information to really bring you up to speed on what's going on so that we can put money back in your pocket. So with that, again, thank you all very much.
No, thank you. Your partnership makes this event possible. Amy?
Now, I want to just, you know, my headline again is file your taxes. It's really important. There's so much at stake. It has been such a tough year for so many. As we're coming out of it, this is a way to help build your financial security again and help pay for things, you know, whether it's diapers or it's rent or it is gas or food. This can make a difference for you. I want to thank all of you for joining us. I want to thank Supervisor Barger for joining us and for bringing this together. This has been a lot of fun. And if you have questions, go to our website and our team is ready to help answer any questions you have. So thank you.
Thanks everybody again. And we'll be sending out a follow-up email so that you have a lot of the key points from this presentation available to you afterwards. Please follow up with us if you have additional questions. We thank you for your time. Don't forget, file your taxes.